items on the election ballot. Some parts of the parish will see that in addition to the race for senator. But I want to tell you just a few things about Lafourche that you may not know. Lafourche Parish has come quite a long way. We have approximately 15,000 students here in Lafourche. We have 2 Type 1 charter schools, 2, that we created ourselves because we believe that there should be choice and give parents choice and options for their students. Those funds for those charter schools, oh, I think I need the mic. No, a little bit loud. Okay, I can get loud. Okay. Those funds run through our budget, but we believe that it is necessary. Our 2 Type 1 charter schools are VCA and Val. Mr. Carter, Reverend Carter, works at Val, one of our charter schools here in Lafourche. That represents $9 million worth of our budget. Okay, but we believe that it's a necessary cost. Why do we have issues on the agenda, on the ballot, coming up on the 29th? Well, first off, we have had a bond issue in the Lafourche Parish for approximately 38 years, and we have not increased the amount that we have asked our taxpayers for. Now, that's quite a long time. Lafourche uses bond money for construction. So when you see our schools that are renovated, that have electrical upgrades or technical upgrades, that sort of thing, and we build additional schools, we build it through bonds, meaning that the public allows us to go out and sell bonds, so kind of like taking a loan. We have not increased that cost and will not increase that cost to taxpayers. So they will not see any increase in property taxes if we are allowed to take another loan out for future construction items. And I'll tell you a little bit about those. We believe, and if you know a little bit about Thibodeau or you know a little bit about some of the styles or architectural styles in the past, there were open court schools, meaning schools without hallways, and there was just a center that was open. We have several schools like that in the district. In our previous monies, we were able to close in some of those hallways. We're asking W.S. Lafourche is one of those schools that we need to take care of. Lockport Lower is one of those schools that we need to take care of. We have East and West in Thibodeau, and believe it or not, if you're not from here, East is on one side of the field and West is on the other. And the schools are very, very old. We call both of those schools the money pit. And when you're dealing with a budget that has been limited, that costs money. So we think we want to build one consolidated school, bring the city together. We have done so with our elementary schools. We need to do it with our middle schools. The kids always get together at Thibodeau High because we only have one single high school in the city. So I think that makes good sense. We have other schools across the parish. The Rose cafeteria that we like to do. We'd also like to get in there and take care of all of the technology upgrades. Now, you know, some people talk about capital outlay. Lafourche Parish Schools does not receive any money from the state of Louisiana for capital outlay. It's all on the locals' back. I don't know if people understand that. When you talk about local government, and I'm not sure about universities, but I can tell you that public schools do not receive capital outlay money from the state of Louisiana. That's due to our own local government that's helping us out, to take care of allowing us to get bonds and using monies that we bring in from property taxes to take care of those things. So that's a real issue for us. So we are asking to go out for $80 million worth of bonds on the April 29th election. Again, that we will pay through our debt service fund. We have been paying that fund and working on that and continuing to upgrade and build additional schools. And again, we have not asked for any increase in 38 years. Our first one was to put air conditioning in our schools back then. The board was bold and they took care of business with it. The second item is a 1-cent sales tax. Now, why are we asking for a 1-cent sales tax? Sure, we will tell everyone there is never a good time to ask for a tax. But I will tell you something else. Our greatest product, our greatest love, our greatest joy, our greatest hope is our children. Now, with that point, I will tell you as well, we have not asked for one again in 22 years. The last sales tax that we asked for as a school district was in 1995. 1995. Yet, things have changed with the state. More mandates. What we call, and you guys are running, and I'm sure y'all going to maybe talk about it, you're going to hear about it, you're going to hear from school districts. But the amount of unfunded mandates is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. When we talk about the cost of retirement that's out there, you know, retirement in the state constitution says that the state of Louisiana is responsible for the increase or whatever the retirement costs are. Well, I will tell you, you can go back and you can check with every school district around. I'm sure you've heard that the state of Louisiana has not given the 2.75 increase since 2008. In 2004, the local amount that local folks were contributing to our school district was about 36%, and the state was contributing 52%. What has happened now that we're in 2016? It's basically flipped. The locals are giving us 52%, and the state only over a little bit over 37%. In addition to that, retirement costs, as I mentioned earlier, have increased. We have increased since 2008 an additional $5.8 million that we're not receiving money from the state for. We're taking it out of local monies. Insurance costs have increased. No additional monies from the state. An additional $6.5 million. Over the years, our board has said, we know that our local tax people, they love the education system, we love them. We're going to do our best not to ask for an increase. But we're at an impasse today. Many will say to school districts, have you scraped your budget? Have you looked at your budget? I will tell you, this has been going on with the state of Louisiana for a long time. And when they indicate that, you hear the term or the initials MFP, when they say minimum, they do mean minimum. And today, it is less than minimum. So they are not funding the school districts at the level they should. We have been decreasing our budget over many, many years. Some years we've had to cut 7 million positions out of our budget. We've cut a variety of programs over the years. We've moved things to places that we could using federal funds, but at some point in time, you come to an impasse and there's no other place to go. Our teachers, we have lost 170-something odd teachers in the last couple of years to other districts that pay more money. But I will tell you what, we have fortitude, we have love of the children, and we have continued to strive and move our students forward, thus bringing us to an 8 district. Lafourche is ranked 13 out of 73 school districts, including what you hear is the RSD. To me, that's an amazing accomplishment. 63% of our schools are an A or B schools, or B school. I don't know how many school districts can say that, even those that have more money in their budget than we have. So I think it's phenomenal, but it didn't happen just by itself. It happened with a lot of hard work. Our teachers are working double time, weekends, holidays. I hear from them all the time. We have no time to even spend with our family. but they are dedicated. We need to retain, we need to be able to hire, we need to be able to take care of all of our teachers and our support staff. The two propositions we have, again, an $80 million bond that will cost no additional money, and a sales tax, 1 penny sales tax, to take care of our $5 million deficit and an increase in our salaries to all personnel, not including any additional funds for the superintendent or the board, all for our people that are out there touching the kids. What does that tell you about Lafourche Parish? It means that with 63% of our students, our schools being A or B, that means that our students are performing at mastery or better in the majority of our schools. That's a phenomenal thing to me, and I'm awfully proud of the faculty and staff and people that work here in Lafourche Parish. And I would hope that we will get support on April 29th. And by the way, to you guys that are in the legislature, I mentioned a few minutes ago, and hopefully you guys can fight it off, but there's House Bill 330 that people are trying to push to also cut down on the base per pupil amount that's given to school districts across the state. Please pay close attention to that. On behalf of Lafourche Parish Schools, all school districts receive mineral rights for properties that they have. Lafourche Parish is owed approximately $2.5 million from the state of Louisiana. They are paying the amounts going forward. The 2.5 is in arrears that they owe us. For the past 7 years, we have been trying to get that money from the state of Louisiana. The state does agree that they owe us the money. The Mineral Board agrees they owe us the money. We have tried to get several things as bills out there to help us out. We have not been fortunate enough to get it done. So good luck to all of our candidates. When you see those bills come across, strike down House Bill 330 and make sure Lafourche gets $2.5 million. Thank you.